Hello, I want to show a quick demo of this app right here called Demo, which songwriters can use this kind of thing to try to create ideas about chord progressions. This is all about generating a chord progression. And it's a good lesson for us in music theory just to look at this, but we might find this useful. This kind of app. I'm going to show it to you here in this really quick demo as if I'm trying to create a background sounds to practice with. If I want to practice the C major scale and the A minor scale, let's say, and switch between those two. It can be a little more interesting and fun if I have some background music to play those scales with. And it actually keeps me on time. It's just more fun, and I like to practice this way. So this is just a real quick chord progression I'm going to make that just switches between C major and A minor. But this is what the app looks like right here on my screen. I've downloaded it from the App Store. It's called Demo. When I launch it, you can see it's got this plus button in the bottom right. If I click that, I'm creating a new song. It starts off, it looks like this. Really, the only thing I'm going to worry about right now is this Create Chord Progression button right here. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click Create Chord Progression. Then it wants me to name it. I'm just going to call this the verse, and click the checkbox. And then I can click a preset. I could click from one of these sets of preset chord progressions, but I want to create my own, so I'm going to click custom here. And then this is an interface to create a chord progression. The way it works is that right now I am on the first chord and it's blank, but if I click, say, C, then what it does is it fills in C major all the way across. And if I want to change the second measure here, then I click the second measure to select it, and then I click A minor. And now I've got C major twice in the first measure, and then I've got A minor from there on out. So if I want to go back and forth, then I need to click into this third measure and click C, and then click into the fourth measure and click A minor. Now I'm going to click the checkbox here, and I'm going to click play, and it'll just keep looping back and forth between C major and A minor. And when it gets to the end, it starts over. So I can use this right there, as just practice, but I can make it a little more interesting as well. Background practice, background for my practice, I should say. For one thing, I could change the tempo. So if I want to say, if I'm practicing at 90 at this point, then I can move this down to 90 beats per minute. I can check that off, and now my chord progression is going to play slower, like that. But I can also go in here to the rhythm. This is really a good place to look in rhythm and play around, because when you go to rhythm, you see a lot of different options here, and there's some check boxes across the bottom here. Like I can put in different parts. I can take away the bass or add it back in, or the drums, just by unchecking or checking these boxes here. But then I've also have all these built-in rhythms that I can change to, and it really changes the sound of my chord progression. The ones with the plus next to them means you would need to pay for this app to get those, but all of these up here are available. So if you can see that it's on whole note rhythm now. If I click half note, it goes ahead and plays that just to show me what it would sound like with a half note rhythm. I can go to quarter note, eighth note, or this one called pop ballad, and all the rest of these, dance, chill. I could try those out, but they really, they don't change the beat, the tempo of the song or my chord progression, but they do change the way it sounds, and that's going to change the feel of the song and the feel of my practice. If all I'm doing is playing a scale, then I'm going to play it a little differently to a dance beat. So it's great. It's just a great way to practice, and it's a great kind of beginning, to further understand chord progressions. So try this app out. If I go to the App Store, let's see, and I search chord progressions. Let's see where it is in this list. Right there. So this is what it looks like in the App Store. It's called Demo, from Demo Music. And you could click, Get right there. It will say Get on yours if you hadn't gotten this already. It says Open on mine because I've already installed it. So try that out. Let me know if you have any trouble.